When I say warriors and heroes, what do you see? For us childhood millennials, was it Danger Mouse flexing on TV or Hercules with his strength? For Gen Z, is it Spider-Man swinging through Nairobi or Batman in the dark? And Generation Alpha, maybe it is their heroes, those guys who remove road blocks. Every answer is valid because tonight we are not talking about Marvel. We are talking about our heroes, African stories. African heroism isn't just spears and lions. It's that guardian battling with a disease and still paid fees. It's the border rider who drives through rain to take a mother to hospital. It's the mama mboga who educates 4 kids on a 200 bob profit. It's the baba who opens at 6 a.m. so hustlers look sharp for work. Ladies and gentlemen, children of the soil, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 5th edition of Rhythm and Blues, Warriors and Heroes, African Stories.
Odhiambo kendo kod imrok mar piny. This is to all the fathers, to all the heroes that are never spoken of. Ne wuone wa duto, un emuting'o mzigo marwa mapile. Omiyo kawuono adwa nabed kendo alos kodu. Ne chunyu odiochieng' kod otieno unindo kuparo kendo upango. Omiyo kawuono adwa na ol chunya mondo mi uwinja. Un wuonewa, onge jogo mabiro butu kendo penjo kakudhi. Odiochieng' kod otieno unindo kuparo kendo kupango. Pek mano mar anyuola odiochieng' kod otieno seche duto kalo e pacho. Uriyo nade chopo kanyo, oko ubuonjo kendo suchu nyiso mor, to iye chunyu podho pile. Ing'eni nitie seche machopo makata ka ng'ato oloso kodu, to pek ma uting'o ok unyal wacho negi. Un ukonogi ni wan kare kendo chunyu okwe. To jogo mong'ew kare gadier ging'iew seche te. Giwacho ni adiera uting'o pek mano moloyo duto. Omiyo wuonewa, owetena, jogo machuo, anyuola nigi wechegi magiwacho. Iwacho ni dichuo ka raura, to kata raura kamano to dong' mane dhodgi. Okeno gwang' ma kawuono ne chikre ne dhi kamoro. Omiyo kawuono aloso kodu wuone, owete, kendo rowerni duto. Onyuoli nyathi madichuo, iyudori e piny masani kama weche ng'eny kendo weche thoth. Joma dwaro mang'eny, jogo mapenji ni in nade to gitin. Omiyo in emaloso kodi kawuono. To all our fathers and the burdens that you carry, every single day when you walk, you portray a smile. When they ask you, how really are you doing? You tell them, I am good. But to those who know you really, to the young men, to the upcoming men of the society, the burden you carry is not light, but you carry it still. Nobody ever comes to know how you're doing. But either way, you still do what you do. Kwa wale wote wanaosimama mbele ya haki ya jamii na wale wajuaji, hawajui uzito ulioubeba, ila hukumu wataipitisha tu. Basi langu kwenyu ni kuwaambia na kuwakumbusha ya kwamba sisi kwa sisi, wanaume kwa vijana, wadogo kwa wakuu, basi tutaketi na kusimama, kwani penye wazee hapa haribiki jambo. Kanyo majodongo beti, kanyo majodongo chuwe kom, tiwachonika wecho kethore, to ebuo yien maduong', jodongo miluongo, kendo gibete kanyakla achiel, to gin giwacho weche, to wechego gibro biro, kendo gibro bedo mano mawuotho kodwa. Kawadhi nyime, to all the heroes, when you stand and that voice brings the calm in the midst of a storm, for the family, for the society, for the nation and the community, I salute you. Agonu salute, toa salute nyote. Shukran.
Niko serious too sana. So I'm not going to start with the story. Instead, I am here to make an announcement. Today we are supposed to be awarding some people. Sindio? Did you vote for your preferred candidate? Did you? Oh, last time we had a bit of a competition, and what we were doing, people were coming up with these original lines like you will today. So prepare yourselves, and we put it out on YouTube. When you have a minute, please go on and put the last like. Hawezi jua nani utapatia hiyo gift, si ndio? On top of it, today I'm labeled, unaona? So we have an author amongst us, Daktari Wave, and behind us are his books. So ukiwa umeangalia background, jiulize, je, hiyo kitabu inasema nini? And if you would like, since Ako in the house, you can meet him a little bit later and ask, ulikuwa unafikiria aje? Can I have your book? Can you sign it? Lakini ikiwa na do kiasi, si ndio? Thank you. My story is coming later. It will be dramatic.
They told us heroes carry spears. They told us warriors ride into battle with drums in their chest and fire in their eyes. They told us courage is loud, but nobody told us that some of the greatest battles are fought in silence. Nobody told us that there are men and women walking through markets, offices, churches, matatus, classrooms, smiling with a war in their skulls. I know because I was one of them. I wore laughter like armor. I said I'm fine with a bleeding tongue. I shook hands while shaking inside. I carried storms in my ribs and still told the world the weather was good. There was a night the darkness called me by my real name. A night the ceiling felt closer than heaven. A night hope was so thin I could snap it between two fingers. And suicide? Suicide did not come screaming, it came whispering. It said, "You're tired. You are a burden. No one will notice. Rest." This is how death lies, softly, politely, patiently. But hear me. I'm standing here because whispers can be interrupted. Because somewhere between my breaking and my burial, a small voice rose up inside me and said, "Stay. Stay for one more sunrise. Stay for one more prayer. Stay for one more phone call. Stay until somebody hears the truth behind your silence." And so I stayed. And staying was the hardest war I ever won. So listen to me. We have praised survival in poverty, survival in war, survival in drought, but we still shame survival in depression. We call broken minds weak. We call therapy madness. We tell men to harden up. We tell women to endure. We tell the suffering to be secret, and then we bury them quietly. No more. A warrior is not only the one who kills lions. A warrior is the one who admits, "I need help." A hero is not only the one in legends. A hero is the mother who chooses to stay, the father who cries and asks for support, the young person who puts down the blade and picks up the phone, the friend who says, "Talk to me before you disappear." If you hear nothing else tonight, hear this. You're not too damaged to be loved. You're not too tired to begin again. You're not a burden for being in pain. And your story does not end where your suffering tried to finish it. I survived myself, and if I could survive that battlefield, then maybe someone here can too. So check on your strong friend. Sit with the silent one. Ask twice when they say, "I'm okay." And if the darkness knows your name, answer back with this: "I am still here." That is how warriors become heroes.
Hello. Habari ya jioni. I'm Wawira wa Murioki, and to warriors and heroes. You realize it's we who name them warriors and heroes. Have we ever asked them what they feel their name is? Have we ever asked them what the battles left in them? People go to war for many things. One day you come home, you find someone else living in your homestead. They've made a home for themselves there. They're stronger than you are, and you get the kennel. Are you comfortable? That makes you go to war with someone else. A nation looks for resources, finds some in a different set of boundaries outside their own, and they go to war. But a nation is an entity. It's our firstborns, it's our lastborn, it's our brothers and sisters who go fight those battles. Sometimes they don't even know why they're there. We fight battles for patriotism. We fight battles to guard what is ours. We fight battles to reclaim a legacy. We fight battles because prophecies were said. We go to war for convictions that we hold in our hearts. Other people's plight make us fight. Other people's pain digs so deep in us and summons the sane who lay quietly for eons to come out and fight for a cause that probably didn't even touch you. Heroism and being warriors is a name that we give to those people who make those sacrifices, but we never ask them who they want to be. Worse still is fighting for something, having that conviction, going into battle, beating another human down for their humanity or the lack of it thereof, and realizing whatever you're fighting for has succeeded. Now you sit back, relax to watch the fruits of what you fought for. Some battles we fight in our minds, I won't repeat that. And you win and sit back to watch the fruits of your fight. I pray that the day we sit back to watch what came of our fight, we find something worth a celebration. Today I want to tell a story of a warrior, of a hero from here in Nyeri. A warrior who looked at the plight of her people and decided, no, enough is enough. I must fight now. You fight for an idea that will live and sometimes die for it. The idea lives but kills more of your loved ones than you ever thought. Or maybe turns them into the very thing that you fought one day. I do not know what war turns us into be. I do not know what heroism makes us. But I hope that your convictions, as they bring fruits, you get to see them. Mwakani 2023, kana girigire na mirongo iri na ithatu. A lot of us twari okuo. And one lady decided, it's about time I cut my locks, you know. Augete, isi ciakwa ngatinia ndona matunda ma wiyathi. Do you know who I'm talking about? Anyone? Yes. Muthoni wa Kirima, a renowned hero of the mountain. As a matter of fact, the only female to achieve the rank of Field Marshal during the Mau Mau War. Muthoni wa Kirima aciarĩirwo Nyeri, Tetu, kũndũ gwĩtagwo Nairutia. Etagwo Muthoni wa Ihũinĩ. Wa Ihũinĩ rĩarĩ rĩtwa rĩa cũcũ wao. Muthoni wa Kirima nĩ arũire na agĩkinyia nginya kurekia bara yake. A lot of people who go to war die in war, but she fought and got to live beyond her war. I don't know why they say don't meet your hero. Maybe meet your hero, they're a person. But sometimes just fight and walk away. Don't wait to see the fruits of your fight. Fight in good faith and go live your life. Sometimes it's heartbreaking, but that lady is strong. So let me tell you her story. Muthoni wa Kirima aciarirwo hindi Nyakero. Nyakero wa Kenya etagwo Mũngeretha, the Englishman. Hindi ĩyo niwe ari mwathani bũrũri-inĩ ũyũ. Na Muthoni akiuga na kanua gake augaga Mũngeretha augaga Kenya nĩ gwake. Alright? Muthoni nĩ aciarwo hũgũrũrũ-inĩ cia Kĩrĩma Kĩrĩnyaga. Akora andũ ake magĩtungata. You go home, you find your daughters washing your home where someone else lives now. You left them there to just enjoy their lives, but someone came and occupied, and now they take care of everything. They take care of the new resident, you know. Ũguo nĩguo Muthoni akorire maũndũ mahana. Na akorire aciari ake makĩruta wĩra wa kũrĩma mbeniko mũgũnda-inĩ wa Mũngeretha. Na tondũ noguo gwagĩtariĩ rĩ, onake akĩingĩra wĩra arĩmaga mbeniko. Na matukũ-inĩ macio nĩonaga maũndũ maingĩ mũno. Nĩonaga atĩ thaa ĩmwe cia rũcinĩ no nginya ũkorwo mũgũnda wa mbeniko. Mbeniko nĩ something we call pyrethrum. No nginya ũkorwo mũgũnda. You know, quotas are made. Quotas are... Many things can be referred to in quotas, right? A quota can be your deliverables for end month, the job you do. A quota can be... What? A number of people who died. By the way, Nyakero augire nĩ andũ 11,000 makuire hĩndĩ ya bara ya Mau Mau, andũ airũ. But research and statistics proves that that number could be as high as 300,000. You see the difference? That is a quota that is forgotten in statistics. And Muthoni could see some of those things happen, you know. Arokaga rũcinĩ agathiĩ mũgũnda, makarĩma mbeniko, hwainĩ magakora ũyũ ndanakinyia quota yake, akahũrwo. We ũikarĩte nĩ ũrona nĩ ũkinyirie yaku na baba wanyu ndanakinyia yake. You stay quiet and your dad is beaten up because he didn't deliver. Maybe he was sick. And tomorrow after the beating, anaexpectiwa arudi hapo achangamke. That is one of the things that Muthoni eoneire. Akiuga na kanua gake nĩ akauga ng'ano ici nĩ nyingĩ ndangĩiganania ndangĩhota gũcineana ciothe. Muthoni nĩ eoneire andũ makĩrumwo. Na mũndũ ũrĩa wamarumaga kũmakania mũno ndakoragwo Mũngeretha. Mugeretha nĩ okaga agacaria mũndũ kuma Murang'a akamurehe Nyeri akorwo mũrũgamĩrĩri wa mũgũnda wa Beniko agacoka akamwenderera muno ũguo mũndũ ũcio no nginya ahinyĩrĩrie arĩa me rungu rwake angĩkorwo we wĩ handũ na nĩ ũtungatagĩra andũ ta mũnene wao tuĩka njamba thĩinĩ wa ngoro yaku to nginya ũganwo ũcamba nĩ njĩra nyingĩ na nĩ maũndũ maingĩ Muthoni saw that too. Muthoni saw little young girls makinyitwo kia hinya. And there was no one to cry for their plight. No one was there to stand in court and say, I saw this happen, you know. Those things flew right under the radar. Na ngoro-inĩ yake nĩ aiguaga kũngĩgakorwo nĩ gũgatuĩka atĩ nĩ tũrĩrĩrĩra wĩyathi wa bũrũri wa Kenya nĩ ndiumĩra. Muthoni nĩ onire mũndũ wa kũmũhikia na akĩhika Nyeri taũni nĩ mũthuri wetagwo Gĩcũhĩ. I do not know how well you can keep secrets from your partner, but Muthoni took an oath 1 year before her husband. Hũra biathara ciake nĩ aiguaga ũrĩa omugati kana home guard marauga aka make sure ndũmĩrĩri ĩyo nĩ yakinyĩra arũi a mbara ta Kĩmathi marĩ mũtitũ akamwĩraga na nĩ maragũcaria no mũthĩ maroka patrol haha ũguo we wĩke atĩa jipange. Ai guys, kai murenda kũrĩra don't cry, stay with me. Agagĩkaga ũguo rĩu Muthoni nĩ akoragwo nyoni ya thonjo, the weaver bird to the Kikuyu people. 1 year down the line Gĩcũhĩ nĩ atuĩkĩte candidate wa gĩkundi gĩetagwo Kamatimu ũrũagĩrwo kombo. Kamatimu fought for the oppressor, and Gĩcũhĩ was a candidate to be recruited to being a Kamatimu. Do you guys know the name of Nyeri Hill? Getagwo karĩma ka Mũhoya. Ũcio nĩwe warĩ cibũ wa Nyeri na nĩ aiguanĩte mũno na Mũngeretha. Ũguo rĩrĩa Gĩcũhĩ anyuire muma wake aiguithĩtio nĩ Muthoni. Nĩ ta Mũhoya onaga mwanake ũyũ nĩ aroneka tata kũrũĩrĩra maũndũ marĩa ndĩrenda. Agĩtũmana mũciĩ gwake athiĩ onwo kana arĩ okuo, no ndarĩ kuo. Thigari ciake cikiuga tũgũikara na Muthoni haha nginya mũthuriwe arĩgĩcoka. Makĩmũikaria no mahinda nĩ magĩkinyire na magĩthiĩ makĩmwĩra wona acoka rĩ we wĩre Gĩcũhĩ nĩ arĩa thũ no uga nĩ cibũ Mũhoya. Thank you. Nĩ cibũ Mũhoya. Cibũ Mũhoya nĩ etereire Gĩcũhĩ no Gĩcũhĩ anyua muma agĩthiĩ mũtitũ. It is said that was the last time Muthoni saw her husband for the next 11 years. Gĩcũhĩ agĩthiĩ gĩthaka-inĩ. After 3 days Mũhoya nĩ onire ta Gĩcũhĩ aramũkua ndogo. Agĩtũmana rĩngĩ na arĩa matũmirwo merirwo mũtikaige thayũ mũmenye kũrĩa arĩ. Nyo nĩ mũrona ta Muthoni angĩaheanire thiri. Asa Muthoni ndaririe. Makĩmũhũra makĩmũtiga ta kwĩigua. Augaga aikarire ewika nyũmba wiki mzima peke yake. Okĩrire agĩkora thakame harĩa agũkomete nĩ ũrĩa atigĩtwo ahũrwo no ndaumbũrire. Those are the little convictions that stay with us when we have a cause we are fighting for. Sometimes that cause is you. That life you're fighting to save is yours. Or sometimes it's as big as a nation. Na wiki ĩyo yathira Muthoni agĩcoka mũtitũ akiuga reke thiĩ. Andũ aya nĩ mandakaria mũno. Augaga that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the thing that convinced her thonjo ndĩraruta wĩra wega. Singing around like a bird is not enough. I have to go to that ground and fight there. Na Muthoni agĩthiĩ gĩthaka-inĩ. Agĩikara wika for a week kamũira onanĩte na other fighters. Akĩambĩrĩria to the very least rank. We mũtumia wĩ gĩthaka-inĩ nĩ inyuĩ mwarugagĩra itungati. Nĩ inyuĩ mwamĩkaga sure nĩ makuona ha gũkoma hega rĩrĩa kũrathamwo mũka make sure indo ciao nĩ cirathama wega. Rĩrĩa marathingatwo mũka make sure gũtirĩ makinya marakorwo barabara-inĩ iria maragerera. Ona gũtari ũguo Muthoni did that and she did more. When they used to lack food, she would be part of the hunting and gathering teams. She would make sure her people are fed as they fought for the freedom of this country. Do you want to know how old Muthoni was? I want to speak to you about something that gets right past our heads. When we hear these names like Dedan Kimathi, Muthoni, Steve Biko, we think those are old people because we were born the other day and we found their stories being told. Mark you, Steve Biko died at 30. Everything you know about him, he did before he was 30. Muthoni agetueka a spy of the Mau Mau. She was only 21. Damwira neidwe, it is you. It is us who stand. Don't sit back and say, hiyo ni mambo ya wazee. Wazee ni sisi jamani. In 40 years time, it is us. In 50 years time, it is us. Na Muthoni aking'ang'ana muno. Ginya ni akoragwo murigitani. Andu momira akamarigita. There is one called the one-legged demon. I don't know if you know him. General Kasam Jogu. He lost a whole leg in the field fighting and he had to settle as a strategist. Adotasi oneo Muthoni atungatagira. Aka make sure merimu yao ndiragiria bare hurano. Even though they died and no one counted them, even we keep telling people, don't consider us statistics, we are humans. They didn't even become a statistic. They got lost so that you and I can be here free today claiming Kenya is ours, where we walk right beside that vice that we quietly want to encourage or benefit from all of us. I digress. Muthoni agikara githaka-ini akihurana. Ginya bare githira. The insurgency ended in 1959. No Muthoni agicoka reserve. Ndari na kindu. Ona muthuri we ndari na kindu. They didn't have a way of settling down. Matiare na ginya means cia guikara. It is said makomaga hakuhi na cioro cia kanjo. When she was in the forest, Muthoni lost 2 of her pregnancies. Before she died, she said that Kenya was her only child. As you walk these soils around, think, how well are you taking care of Muthoni's child? She lost 2 of her own to keep Kenya going. That is Muthoni. Na Muthoni niaugite ndakedra njuiri ciake atonete matunda ma wiathi. Ndimwirire acienjire ri. Good. 2023. Hindi yo nirio Muthoni enjirwo njuiri ciake ni Ngina Kenyatta. And I do not want to ask if she saw the fruits of freedom, but I'll tell you about the period before she cut her hair. Muthoni ndari na handu ha guikara uguo riria Kenya yagiire wiyathi. Na mutongoria wa bururi Jomo Kenyatta akimwira Muthoni umira githaka-ini uka guku uikaranie na andu ni uroiye bururi uyu muno. Ni aumirire no gutire mundu wa mwirire urikaraga haha. Gutire mundu wa muonirie umenye ndangiaikarire githaka-ini. Ni uikuramata. You guys understand stewardship. When she was in the forest, she was a steward of her people. But what did she have in the reserve when she came to live among her people? She had nothing. Netukoragwo adwe medete mehaka muno. You say, this is my part. Nimelimia hii. This is what I've done. Don't step on this. This is mine, And it happened to one of the best warriors I know. Augaga uducio ni watumaga ngoro yake yage thayo muno. Na muthenya umwe akiuga ni aguthie kwi meya wa Nairobi. Agithie wabici yake, akiingira. Akiaga ciugo cia kumwira. Uguo akomire mugeka-ini wake wa office agikira. Imagine someone walks into your office and sleeps on your mat and just stays quiet. And the mayor asks her, "What do you want?" Muthoni says, if the nation is not going to tell me where I should live, you go home, I'll sleep here. Utanipata kesho. And after some time, the mayor of Nairobi found her a place in Nyeri where she lived. Not many knew her story when she was alive. They didn't even have a lot of visitors to hear her story from herself, but her story lives on. Her story lives on. She died at 92, but she joined the battle at the age of 21. My point is, you go to war for what you believe in. fight for it. If it's your life you're saving, save it. If it's your family you're saving, go save it. And pray to the Lord that he gives you the rest in your heart. Because sometimes you can wait. Watu wekete bũrũri ndũrĩgĩa wĩyathi nginya mũgumo wa Thika ũrĩgwa. That was a prophecy given many years before even the white man came. Mũgumo wa Thika wagũire 1963. Muthoni ejire njuĩrĩ ciake 2023. Kĩũria gĩakwa nĩ rĩrĩ. Ĩkĩũra rũĩra rĩ, nĩwĩheaga deadline kana bara nĩ kwamũrĩte ĩgagũtua tu mũrũi? Are you only a fighter in the field, or do you fight for your life too? Do you fight for your mind too? Do you fight for your heart too? What do you fight for? And how are you fighting for it? Rũu nĩ rũgano rwa Muthoni wa Kĩrĩma, a lady who fought for this country with all she had, and this country was her baby, and yet it took her, how many years is it from 63 to 23? Someone 60. It took her 60 years. It took her 60 years to even consider that she has seen something of the freedom she was fighting for. Go to war. Fight for what you believe in. Don't let your war depend on simply the results. Sometimes take the scenic route. Fight because you can. Fight because it's in you. Fight because that is what it means to you. Because sometimes it takes 60 years, and probably not all of us will have that long. Jitagwa wawira wa Muriuki, na rĩu nĩ rũgano rwa Muthoni wa Kĩrĩma. God bless you.
Good evening once again. For those who do not know me, my name is Emily Mwangi, and today I'm going to be attempting to tell an original story, and it was inspired by the events that happened as we were going towards Turkana. So ukisikia story ya Jaba hapo katikati, tafadhali usinisamehe. So are we ready? Long ago, Stories told around fire spoke of great heroes. They were strong, fearless people who carried heavy spears, were well built, wore mighty shields, and were the community protectors. Si ni ukweli? I'm sure most of our grandfathers walikuwa wamevaa skin na wanabeba spear ile inakuwa pale home. But in today's world, things are different. Real heroes no longer wear armor and shields, except if they are soldiers fighting in some random war in the world. Instead, they are normal, everyday people who carry kindness, courage, and sometimes the bravest thing they can do is stand with others when it matters most. Angalia neighbor yako mwambie you are a hero. Thank you. Now, today we are going to meet a special group of everyday heroes. They are famously known as the Riders of Hope, and they are on an important mission to fight the Red Warriors, who are the bringers of the Crimson Scourge. They live by one mantra, Ubuntu. I am because you. For many years, the Red Warriors, the bringers of the Crimson Scourge, had troubled the peaceful people of the great kingdom of Al-Teblan. Like a bad virus, they would come again and again, but each time, the people stood strong together and the Red Warriors were defeated. But now something was changing. They were growing stronger and their power increasing because people had forgotten to stand together. One evening, as the sun set behind the city skyscrapers, an urgent message came through from Isakai, from far in the dry wind-blown north. The Red Warriors had unleashed something new. It was terrible. A silent enemy the people called the Crimson. And you can see I'm insisting on the word crimson. Now, it was an enemy unlike any other. It did not burn villages or even steal cattle, no. Instead, it stole something far more precious. It stole dignity. It brought with it a terrible thing that the people had begun to call in silent whispers, the Great Shaming. A shadow that fell only upon the women and girls of the land, forcing them to hide from the community and stay away from everyday life, rendering them useless. Something was very wrong, and it could no longer be ignored. The citizens decided they could only call upon one person, and her name was Miss Akai. They knew that she was a woman, not just of vision but strong. They had seen her work with the children, though she had just recently arrived. She carried herself with the grace of an elder who had seen and experienced way too much in this world. When the people gathered at her gate, Miss Akai listened keenly and with a heavy heart worried because she had seen this kind of trouble before. She knew what it meant. The dignity of their daughters was under siege, and she knew she had to make the call. This was a job for the Riders of Hope. To defeat their enemy, the riders knew that steel and fire would never work. They needed to wield a weapon of a different nature, far more powerful, known in the ancient scrolls as the garment of dignity. This was no ordinary cloth. It was sacred. It was a protection designed to restore the pride of the women and girls in the land. So a decree was issued for the garment to hold its power. It had to be offered as a gift with a touch of love. If the gift was given in any other way, the magic of protection would wither. The response was overwhelming. It was an outpouring of compassion that shook the kingdom to its core. From the marketplaces of the south to the quiet highlands in the east, the citizens rose as one with one mantra, Ubuntu, I am because. As the storehouses began to overflow, it brought with it hope for the entire kingdom and especially the north that had been declining. Soon the weapons were ready. The question now remained, would the riders reach the northern gates before the Great Shaming claimed yet another soul? The journey began at once and off they went. But as any storyteller will tell you, the road to victory is never a straight line, no. It is a path guarded by the unexpected. And in this case, the unexpected came in the form of Franco the sheep. Let's check. Now, disaster struck with... Sorry. Nimesema kuna stories za ajabu. Sorry for laughing, but it was too funny. Now, disaster struck with a mournful bah. The riders had accidentally hit Franco, the legendary leader of the northern sheep. In an instant, the mission was plunged into a woolly crisis. Franco was no ordinary ram, though. He was the king of the highlands, and his departure to the spirit world turned the team into the number one target of the flock of fury. And it would stick through the next chapters. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the Crimson Scourge anymore, but now they had to also deal with the vengeance of a sheep that had died, and his sheep friends as well. The riders, knowing what to do, quickly performed a ritual in order to appease the spirit. But we all know that the grudge of a sheep is a long and tangled thing, don't we? Have you ever dealt with a sheep? Now, Franco's ghost would become a permanent shadow on the team's trail. With the spirits temporarily appeased and the clock ticking, the team knew it had to press on. They flew towards the north. The garments of dignity needed to reach the intended destination and reduce the crisis as fast as possible. As soon as they arrived, the Red Warriors felt their presence. They knew that the war had just begun. There was no resting. The distributions of the garments of dignity started immediately, and thankfully, it seemed to work because the Crimson Scourge started retreating. It was clear that this was a war that would be won, but even though the road would be long, there was no giving up. To ensure that for now, though, no woman or girl was left behind, they established the vault to keep a supply of the garments, and that was guarded and run by the sentinels of law and guided by the capable Miss Akari. She would remain here and guide the rest of her team on what to do. The dust may have settled, but the riders know that a warrior's work is never done. The Red Warriors never sleep. They simply lay in wait for the vault to run low, to defeat them and never again hear of the great shaming. We need more than a one-time rescue. We need an army. The sentinels of Flo, for now, will ensure that no daughter of the North will ever trade dignity for a basic human need. Just in case you did not know, the battle we face is built on more than a myth. We ride because globally 500 million women and girls are trapped by period poverty. It is statistics. In Kenya, 65% of the girls cannot afford the basic tools of their own dignity. To survive, some use unsafe materials that bring sickness, socks, mattress, while others face a stigma so bad they abandon even their education. Most heart-rendingly, some are forced into what we call transactional sex, a sex for what? A pad, just to buy one single pad. The question is, are you ready to join the warriors, the riders of hope, to fill the vaults so that we do not have girls staying away from the community simply because they could not afford a pad? Now for you, the riders of hope, tuinueni mikono tafadhali, simuinue Dr. Hayasanti. So that is the team we were writing about. We went to Turkana recently to take pads, and some of you contributed. Actually, thank you very much, because you have saved the dignity of somebody. It is very hard, and women know this. There are days you are caught without one. And we do not want our girls dropping out of school, getting early pregnancies, just because we are unable to fight for their dignity. Asanteni sana. Hi everyone. How are you doing? Hey, today you are a lot. What do I say? You're many. Good to see you, by the way. Yes. So my name is Gasheri Kahani. I would like to introduce myself again. Yes, my name is Gasheri Kahani. My initials are GK, and I usually say it's not Government of Kenya. It's actually the other name for Gari Kubwa, and if you translate that, it's gonna give you a big car, as you can see. Yeah, so yeah, I know it hit different kama hujaisikia, lakini kama umezoea najua hadi karibu na sync na mimi. So I didn't even write anything, but we are in the era of, is it an era or a season for her Mother's Day, right? And we all know our mothers are heroes. They are not just warriors, they are heroes. I mean, where do I start? Do I start from being a woman first? Because as you've heard Emily say before, the Red Warriors are just the best because they make us they leave us assured that we're gonna give birth someday, right? But they can be a threat, and they can also make you lose your dignity at some point if you're not careful, because you know, I don't want to dwell so much because I think she's gone deep into that based on even the Trukanas and all that, right? So I want you to imagine a woman now who has just realized, I'm about to get a child. The responsibilities the woman gets before she becomes a mother, okay? Is it the cravings, guys? Let's talk. Is it the cravings? Is it the mood swings? Yes? Is it, what? The losing shape and losing the morning sickness, right? Kuharibika uso and all that, sindio? And the big nose. So you can imagine all that happens in a woman. Don't you think she's a hero? Don't you think she's battling war? Within her, she's a legend, right? Yes. Now look at her in labor. Oh my God. I mean, if my mom can see this, she should know. She's my warrior. She's my hero because she's made me. She's created me. She's amazing, right? I'm not saying that men don't play a part, but today is all about my hero, who is a woman and a mother as well. So now she's given birth. Look at me. She's given birth, right? Yeah. Now she's drinking all those things that are making her fat and all that. You can imagine, okay? So not all get fat, but you can imagine. Nona. So the child has to be nursed for what? 2 months or mpaka 6? Mpaka 6? Oh my God. Jesus.
I'm not a mother, but I can imagine 6 months, wengine mpaka a whole year, na bado wananyonya breast the all the way, uko unazifanya hivi na hivi, si ndio? That's a hero, don't you think so? And then now now we've not even talked about the things they do with the child, with the family. Remember, this woman is a wife, now a mother, a sister to someone, a daughter, an auntie. So she has responsibilities within her, right? And a friend. So you can imagine she has to wake up in the morning, prepare the children, prepare the husband, if any, wash. So she's the boat, right? Let's count. This is tough. This is really, don't you think so? It's tough. She has to be on board. She has to clean. I'm not saying it's bad. I just want you to see how hard she works. To make her a hero is not obvious, right? She wakes up, makes breakfast, she cleans. Haya. Probably she even goes to work. Right? Are you with me, guys? Msilale, nataka mtukue mamoja. Haya. She's the lawyer. She's a tailor. She's a nurse. She's all those things that you'll not. She's everything. Yani, tukianza nini, help me guys. She's a cook. Ni chef manze, na kiumana uko kitchen wase hawatakula. Wako like, kwani uko na moods leo? Imagine. She has to deliver. She's a mother. Now she's a mother, she has to do everything. She has to clean the baby. She has to make sure she sleeps early. She has to make sure aki grow up, ameenda shule. The responsibilities that come with a woman, a mother, there are so many. So what do I call this woman? A hero, right? A warrior. She fights battles for children, for their husband. I don't know about the husband really, because not experienced, not being one, but you can imagine she stands up for the family. Don't you think so? So as I stand, sorry, I'm seated. So as I'm seated here talking about warriors, I would really want to recognize the ladies in the house. The ladies in the house. The women, our mothers, okay? Our daughters, yes? And as we celebrate Happy Mother's Day tomorrow, is it tomorrow or today? Tomorrow, right? I'm wishing all the women, the mothers, a happy Mother's Day. And they should know that they're my warriors, they're my heroes, and I stand with them as I look forward in future to be a mother as well. May I have that kind of courage, because sometimes I just wonder, and it really pulls me back, don't you think? So it would pull so many you men. Let's talk about you men. Don't you think it will pull you back if you were a woman? Yes? With all those responsibilities. Okay, I'm not saying men don't have responsibilities, because I know you have a lot. You have to play the masculinity part of you. But anyway, that's all from me, and thank you so much for having me.
Muko fiti? Muko bie? Muko shambamba? Muko juu? Muko fine? Ai, muko fine. Ambia neighbor uko fine. Uko fine kuruka. Uko fine kama masikio ya giraffe. Kitambo nilikuanga pasta. Alafu nikapenda pasta sana. Sasa hii nimekuwa mrasta. My name is Rasta Doc, by the way. Glad to be here. I'm a broken soul. I'm not a warrior, but there's a war in here. I'll try not to cry, but if I do, sitadai, si ndio? Ama nimelai. Sengine mwaga na rhymes, lakini si kila time. So saizi imeisha. Have you ever been in a place that was so cold? That cold felt cold. Have you ever been so hurt that your heart doesn't feel any more hurt? Have you ever been so broken that you thought you were in hell and wanted to go to hell? That was me. Not once, not twice, not thrice. I've seen death. I've watched death. I've helped people from death. But death has still won sometimes. And death has looked at me, and I've looked at it. And you made a deal. Niwache tu nikae kidogo tu. Labda niko na job. Sijui. I'm not a hero because I was called out a zero. I've been broken. I've been down. I've been hurt. This hurt no longer feels any hurt. If you thought bad was a description, I have seen bad. I have felt bad. Have you ever felt so much pain that there's nothing more to feel? I've been there. I know you might have been there. I've wanted to take myself out, not once, not twice, not thrice, because the pain was too much. I didn't see anything to regain or anything to retain. But I realized later I had to remain because I am my own main. So I grew a main. You mean ule main? Niliambia mimi rhymes saa zingine lakini si kila time. I'm not a warrior, but there's a war in here. Sometimes I need more noise around me because there's too much noise in here. It wants to break me. It wants to take me. I will fight. Will you fight? You are not alone. Talk to someone. Speak with someone. Look for someone. Find someone. Be someone. That day they need you, let them find you. You cannot give up. You cannot lead this life. Somebody somewhere needs you. You may not know it. They may not know it. I know it. We know it. As broken souls, we know it. We will fight together. We will stand together. We will cry together. We will laugh together. Very simply, we are tackling trauma together. That's the 3 T's I can leave you today. Don't give up. It's never too late. You are never too late. We don't want to say that you are the late. Thank you.
All right. Greetings. Assalamu alaikum to the griots, the storytellers, the witnesses, and to the testimony itself. I thought I did not have a Gen Z band. So I was asking them who here knows Hapo Zamani by Miriam Makeba? You do? Of course you do. Right? I do know. Have you seen her with the Shakers? She does it. Right? And the reason why I asked that is because what I know is stories always start a long time ago, right? Yeah. It goes something like Hapo zamani baba sikuwa hivi. Who knows it? Hapo zamani baba sikuwa hivi. Helele mama. Hapo zamani mama sikuwa hivi. Helele mama. Vale vakuwa sizongena sizombo ya kaya sizongena. So I just sang that because it says Hapo Zamani, and that's how stories begin. I wrote this story and you'll just have to follow it where it goes. All right. Story time. So some time ago, I was deep in devotion and communion with the spirit of she who we call Africa. And I asked her what her name was. Babalu. She replied clearly. Oh, you mean Babylon? Babalu. She replied again, softly. Same cadence. Babel. Must be like the tower. Babalu. I heard once more. The name they called her before my ancestors' ancestors were formed in thought. Babalu, she replied, soft and powerful. And I thanked her. Much as I did not understand, I thanked her for writing her name in my heart. Babalu, keep that in mind. And I went about my business, as we men are often wont to. I mean, what else is a daughter of the soil supposed to do? Eh? I asked, I got an answer. Then some time ago still, I was flowing about my business, as I often am wont to, and I gathered myself on the day of sovereignty to go to the caves where my ancestors found respite in war. Mau Mau Caves. Hey girl. I donned my ceremonial garb, Elsie Waikiki. The print was fire, to be honest, though. And I walked the paths my ancestors walked, love radiating in each step I took, flowing from my heart and my being into the very soil that held the blood of my ancestors and that anchored my steps. And I felt the presence of my ancestors who fought, buzzing through the trails along the rivers, and in the place where I imagine I found a mite of peace, even while war, my ancestors found a mite of peace, even while war was raging around them. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Mau Mau Caves in Marua. Beautiful, beautiful, deep, gorgeous. And as I felt my ancestors, I still felt so much pain, so much anger from them. And so I reminded them, a voice flowing through me, soft and powerful. I reminded them, I am here to remind you of love. The love of the ancestors before you who walked and bathed in these rivers, who walked these paths. The love of the ancestors before you who held hands and created a sanctuary for you, their children, in this space while blood spilled. And as I reminded the ancestors of where their sovereignty flows from, I felt the call to dance in ceremony because I'm a mad woman, I'm a wild woman. So of course I did. And so in a cave in a location somewhere, I shed my outer garments, I let loose my locks. And I lit a fire and I gave some incense and I gave some ceremonial offerings and I danced. It's related, I promise. As I danced, feeling my feet stomp on the earth, feeling spirit move through me. As I danced in prayer and devotion as an offering to those before me and to those before them, heroes, warriors alike, a figure appeared unto me. A figure that was darker than any night, the void herself, deep, deep, rich ebony, the color of absence and presence. And she moved with me, this ebony goddess, radiating all the power and the love of a female being as we danced, joining me in this dance of love, with stars twinkling on her brow. I did not ask who she was because her presence tasted like the feeling of being cradled in the womb of the universe. And so I relished the feeling and I danced. And when it was done, I cleansed in the river and I went home. And then I went on about my business as men are often wont to, because what else is a daughter of the soil to do? Eh? Stay with me. I'm about to connect the dots, I promise. This made sense while I was writing it, by the way. So with all this in the recesses of my mind and still going about my business as a daughter of the soil is often wont to, and as a daughter of the soil must, I arrived again at some time ago, but not too long ago this time. And I discovered that in Alistair Crowley's The Vision and the Voice, the name Babalu is actually the name that was given to the scarlet woman who rode on the beast of Revelation. It is the name that is given to the mother of abominations, to Mother Earth herself. Mother had spoken to me. Mother had searched my heart and found me willing, and Mother had placed her story in me. The story I'm about to tell you because I haven't even started the story, guy. Thank you for staying with me. Story time. Hapo zamani baba, sikuwa hivi. In the beginning, before the beginning. Now, as I tell this story, I realize it's not mine, so I'll try my best. May I have the courage today to tell your story, Babalu. The story of how your spirit danced the earth into being. How as you spun, Mother, Stardust flew from your body, coalescing, spinning into this ship we call home, formed from the formless. But it was dark and dense, and through your endless ebony sky, you danced some more, reaching into the eternal thought. Father, you twisted and swayed, rolling upwards and downwards, and the mass became layered as you undulated hips, swaying thighs, jiggling breasts, heaving, and still you danced, calling forth the eternal Father's spark. And you lifted your legs and you stomped, and this mass we call home formed itself some more, waves of energy rippling under its surface like lakes of fire springing forth in an eruption of mountains. And still you danced, swirling, swaying, shifting, lifting, rising, falling, flowing, and a river was undammed from within you, flowing fertile over the land, salty, sweet, the nectar of life. The nectar of life came to be as the oceans formed on the surface, and so it was that earth was formed with mountains and rivers, form and depth, and then you stilled. This is the point where you still. We'll try this again. And then you stilled. Then you keep going. Slick and heaving, stars still glimmering on your midnight brow, listening to the sound of your heartbeat. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Well done, you lots. Having given your offering, your dance, one last prayer was due. The prayer of every mother, the prayer of life, a prayer to the divine. Now, as at this morning, as at the time I sat here, this is where the story had reached. So we have a mystery ending that I wrote in pencil as I sat. You and me both are about to know this together. And so she prayed the prayer of every mother. And we know that the prayer of every mother in birth is pain. And so she wept, and she wept, and she wept, fat droplets rolling down her face. And as her tears touched the ground, the earth started to dance to life. Life emerged from the depths, color bursting forth, form, face, fish, friends, foe. And as she rose, the sun of the divine behind her, stars still dancing on her brow, she looked at her children, beautiful, flawed, one and all, and she beamed with love. Behold, their abominations. That she danced into being, that she wept life into. And because this story is a love story, a rom-com if you will, she looked at her abomination and she loved them all. Mama, Babalu, Gaia, Earth, the ultimate hero, no? The end. That is as far as I wrote. If I had one more person perform before me, I'd have finished the story.
ukiona hapa unajua something is about to happen, si ndio? Si ndio? So before I give you a truly false story, so you know we must read one. Nimeambiwa niongeze volume. Before I read you, nitamsomea story ya uongo. I swear leo utajua umedanganywa. So if you have never been lied to before, today is the day that the Lord has made. He will forgive us. So as we are going round, you'll get an envelope. Sio pesa nimeweka ndani, although I would like, and you'll get some mystery creatures. Today's assignment, kabla to announce winners wa last time, inakuja na karatasi inakaa hivi. Sasa mimi nimepewa hiyo mnyama. I'm assuming it is a duck. Okay, so a bird. And then I have been given a dragonfly. And then I've been given a random gingerbread man by my daughter. And then she gave me a paper that says, using those things, apologize to your friend you totaled their car. I apologize to my... How am I supposed... Okay. How am I supposed to apologize to my friend that using these random animals? Sawa, let me try so that at least you get an example. See ni gingerbread man. Wallahi nilikuwa nimeuma gingerbread man kwa kichwa. Alafu ndege fulani kakuja shwa. Alafu dragon sits me, it's my store. Sini sawa. Say I'm apologizing bwana. Sawa. Yes, it is random. Tafadhali, we have not looked at your face and known what to give you. So as I am reading my story, feel free to think about your one statement. Si composition, ni sentensi moja. That has to include all your three. Yes, I am making it easier for you. One statement. I will demonstrate again. Can I make my apology now? Aki si kuna cookie inaka gingerbread man. Sindio? So I make my apology. On behalf of all cookies in the world, it was a bird that flew in my sight. And then a dragonfly got in my ear. And I am sorry your car got totaled. At least your story ajaba. People are thinking. Oh, sorry. So did everybody get their thing? That is the thing. It is random. Some of you have gotten animals, some of you are certain types of plants. Be creative and imaginative. If you are not laughing at your own sentence, hiyo ni story ajabu. It should be ridiculous. You are Kenyans. Tabia za wa Kenya ni kutudanganya. Wewe wacha usisaidie mwenzako tafadhali. Now, today I'm going to read a story called How the Snake Got His Hiss. Can we begin? In the beginning, Snake was round as a coconut, as round as the full moon rising over the baobab tree. And when Snake wanted to get from here to there, or from there to here, he didn't slither and hiss. Instead, he puffed himself up, saying, hop, 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 and began to roll around and around. Yo huyo nyoka, in case hujaiona nyoka, asanteni. The problem was that Snake never cared a basket of bananas for anyone but himself. He'd just roll along, all puffed up, never looking from right to left, nor from left to right. Snake had decided he was the most important animal in the world. He thought he was invincible. I'm sure that's a very invincible snake. You cannot see him. Cindy? Thank you. Now, one day after a heavy rain, Snake was rolling along the forest path, around. all puffed up with his own importance. From a different direction, hungry hyena was skulking along the path, looking for prey. At the very same second, hyena and snake came to opposite sides of an enormous mud puddle. I'm sure he was saying usipite hapo. Look out, hyena snarled, but he was too late. Snake rolled right into the middle of the puddle. Splish, splash, splat, covering the hyena with globs of mud. Furiously, he slunk off into the underbrush, and to this day, the hyena wears mud-colored spots and snarls at snakes. Sasa mmejua kwa nini hyena akona spots? Ni nyoka alipita. Did Snake watch where he was going? After all, not all rolling along the path. Around, around, around. Snake didn't so much as slow one snail's length, not even when he met up with Lion. King of the beasts. Now Lion roared a warning, but Snake, all puffed up with his own importance, didn't move right and did not move left. Instead, what did he do? He whooshed right between Lion's legs and smack into a termite mound. Lion was so startled by the snake that the hair all around his face stood on an end, sprouting a magnificent mane that Lion still wears today. See, now we know why a lion has a mane. Hakuigrow naturally, alistuliwa na nyoka. Sinaambia ni historia uongo. Now, as for Snake, he hit that termite mound with such a whoomp, he was flattened on one side. From then on, whenever Snake wanted to go from north to south or from south to north, he puffed himself up saying, hop, hop, hop. But now instead of around, 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 he thumped along. Katamp, katamp, katamp. Ameanza kukua shapeless. Did that teach Snake to look out for others? Not at all. A few days later, Snake was thumping along the forest path when he came to a large savanna where the grass stretched from the edge of the rainforest to the end of the sky. As usual, he did not look up or down but kept moving into the grass. Katamp, katamp, katamp. Right toward Ostrich, who was standing there stretching to snatch a single berry. What happened to Ostrich? Look out, Ostrich squawked, but she was too late, all puffed up with his own importance. Snake thumped right over Ostrich's toes. Oh no. Katamp, katamp, katamp. And what did Ostrich do? You, Ostrich howled. Did her feet hurt? They hurt so much that she tried to fly straight up into the air. However, Ostrich wings were tiny, too tiny to lift such a big bird. So she started to run instead, faster and faster across the savannah. And to this day, Ostrich is one of the fastest runners. Now we know why the ostrich runs. Cindy. That's why Franco blitz. Did Snake watch where he was going after that? Not at all. He kept thumping along in the grass, katamp, 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 right into the trunk of a banana tree. Whang! In the treetop, Monkey had just picked a bunch of bananas. When Snake hit the tree, Monkey was so startled he dropped the bananas plop right onto Snake. Upset about losing his lunch, Monkey began to chatter and leap from tree to tree just as he does today. See, now we know why the monkey jumps from trees. Alistuliwa na? As for Snake, that bunch of bananas made little bumps all over him. And from then on, whenever the snake wanted to go from east to west or from west to east, he puffed himself up saying, hop, hop, but instead of around, 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 or katam, 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 he bumped along, pockety, pockety, pockety. Did that teach Snake to look out for others? Not at all. A few days later, Snake was so thirsty, so he bumped along to the water hole. Pockety, pockety, pockety. Crocodile, who was sleek and still, was sunning herself at the water's edge. Look out, Crocodile croaked, opening her jaws wide, but she was too late. All puffed up with his own importance, Snake didn't look forward or back. Instead, he bumped right up and over the crocodile. Pockety, pockety, pockety. To this day, Crocodile carries Snake's bumpy pattern on his back. Si sasa mnajua kwa nini crocodile ana scales. I swear sio uongo. If you've never seen a crocodile, nione nyuma ya tent. Did Snake watch where he was going after that? No, he just bumped along, pockety, right into the mud by the water hole. Splat! Elephant with her huge flat ears and her huge flat feet was at the water hole that day too. We know something is going to change, isn't it? Now, as you are getting ready to tell your own, busy filling her trunk with water, Elephant did not notice Snake as Snake rolled right under those huge elephant feet. They trampled Snake and trampled Snake until he was as flat as a big leaf, pushing all of Snake's puffed up air right out of him. While Elephant is onomous, it's true, she wouldn't hurt even a fly. When she saw Snake, Elephant gently picked him up with her trunk, but the snake's loud squeezed out made Elephant's trunk tickle and she sneezed. Ka-choo! Snake spiraled through the air hissing all the while. Head chased by tail, Snake stretched out until he became longer and thinner than Elephant's trunk. And to this day, Snake's shape is long and thin, and because he was trampled by an elephant, what was his sound now? Thank you. Sasa since tumewaambia story ya Jaba, that's how snakes and ladders was invented. We are going to hear your story and then we are going to vote before we award the winners from last time. Are we ready? Tuanze side hii, wanaka wako na Jaba kuliko kila mtu. Mbona mna vote hii side? Noisemakers wanakuanga huko. Sasa tunaanza na backbenchers. So we are going to do today you are going to take the seat. Today we are going to take the seat of power. So Today utachukua kiti, si ndio? Hapa, No, it's good to be seen in the spotlight. So because we have people who like to lead by example, tutaanza na Sue hapa. Tuende ikiwa imeenda, ukiona akitoka unakuja, sawa sawa? And then remember we are going to vote for the best one. Sindio DJ?
Hi. So my name is Sue, and I think what I have here is I have a crab, I have a puff fish, and I think this looks like seaweed. Oh, what is this? Coral. Oh, thank you. So my little note says, why did you need an emergency appointment with your therapist using this? So I wrote something simple because I stepped on a puffer fish while running away from a crab that was hidden in the coral. Yeah.
This is called the seat of power. So let me try to. So it's given three things. It's given a scooter. That's what I think this is. A circle, according to Jessica. And like Emery, I'm supposed to use gingerbread man in a story. Okay, and then the question is, or the story I'm supposed to give is, tell your neighbors their music is too loud. Unfortunately, most of my neighbors have left. Their music is usually too loud, so they won't get the message. So it goes like this. Dear gingerbread man, your music sounds like a scooter with a broken exhaust, moving in undefined circles. So keep it down. Thank you.
Well. I have three things here. I don't know what this is. Anybody with an idea? What? Wait a second. What did you say it is? It looks. Dr. Samla, this looks like an M16 or something. So, okay, so the other way, this way. Jamani, okay, we call it a seaweed then. So, my instruction tells me this. Tell a stranger that they look very nice today, and then I have a bird. It looks like a duck. Not a duckling, perhaps. And then I have fish. What type of fish is this? But anyways. And then I have my to be seaweed. So, to you the stranger, you know why the caged bird sings? It's because it has seen your beauty and how well you flow, like a fish in water. Watch out, for some may want to weed you out because they may think you're seaweed.
Kona process. Ni kama jua. Hi everyone. So, my name is Gasheri and mine is saying, describe the worst nightmare you've ever had. This is perfect. Because these are right. What? These are rhino. Dinosaur, right? Pig. Guys, uliniambia ni? I had to ask because, but this one is a dinosaur, right? Oh, no. Wait. Like that. And this is an elephant, right? Because there's this day I dreamt that the dinosaurs were still alive. Have you ever seen a dinosaur before? Maybe if you've ever seen, tell me where, because it looked so real in my dreams. But you say this is a but when I saw the rhino, looked so cute that I was no longer scared, but the elephant almost killed me. That was the hardest, or rather the worst nightmare I've ever had.
Hi everyone. So mine is very simple, but also I don't know why there's 4 animals on this. Explain how you got trampled. Vunja. Ooh. Leta nishike. Thank you. Okay, so it's quite easy. It says, explain how you got trampled by a pack of goats. A pack of goats. Yeah, this is going to be hilarious because I don't understand when you're gonna find nini na mbuzi. Mbuzi ni goats, right? So I have clouds. I believe these are clouds. And then I have an elephant and goats. And then I have grass. At least kuna chemistry. Now, I'm supposed to explain how I was trampled on by a pack of goats. I was just sightseeing, definitely somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but there was a pack of goats somewhere near. I was watching the clouds, probably making out tiny things that don't even exist. Probably saw a lion on the sky or an elephant on the sky. I also could make out a baby and Jesus too. As I was doing that, I was definitely wearing my headphones, so I was listening to music. I couldn't hear anything, what was going around me. But I had seen that pack of goats feeding somewhere around. And despite me seeing them, I went on and listened to my music, and I was watching the sky, seeing the lions and all the elephants I could imagine. And suddenly, a pack of goats came running at me. Now, I couldn't tell what had startled them, but when I removed my headphones, that's when I realized there was actually an elephant that just what sound they make? Trumpeting. Yes, they just did that, and the goats were scared, so they came on top of me and stepped on me, and it felt like the weight of an elephant. That's all I could do.
I have a circle or a sacrament, I don't know. I have a ginger man, cookie, whatever. And I have a lion. Hey, about my prompt, guys. Hakukukuwa na ingine, ni hii tu. Write your best pickup line. Hey, Ebu, come close. Why do you think the Lion of Judah is also the Lamb of God? How can he be the Lamb of God? Anyway, umeonja your sacrament. Mbona hawangeifanya gingerbread or something? It's so raw. Anyway, let me just stop going circles around. The thing is, well, when I see you, I just want to make some bread for you or something. Because when you speak, I just hear a roar, like you're just coming into my defense, even when all you're saying is, I don't know. I'm just so on fire for you, like a gingerbread man in the oven. End of story. Yo!
Good evening. I realized that I didn't introduce myself the first time, mostly because I was nervous. My name is Emmanuel or Brian. My friends call me Six, S-I-X. So, thank you. So I got 3 animals. Have fish, have Nemo. I have Mr. Krabs. I have grass. So so mine goes. Write a song. Write a song to your mom, explaining what she means to you. So I have Nemo, I have crab, I have grass. I won't sing, let me just narrate it. So, if I could, I'd drain the sea of all the fish. Just to see you smile like you had a roll of grass. Hold on, hold. You have to remain PG. Like, yeah. Roll of grass. You are okay. You are stubbornly stuck in my heart like a crab on an old man's beard. Yes. It's quite poetic, actually. Yeah.
Story. I'm Chris. Let me say I'm glad to be here. And before I begin, these are the things that I have. One is a gingerbread man. And then this should be grass, but for dramatic effect, let's make it seagrass. And then niko na tractor hapa. And what I'm supposed to do is explain to my parents that I'm dropping out of school. I got this. So, yes. Na mtanisaidia kidogo as I begin. So, mom, dad. This is the part mnaitika. Mom, dad. I think I'm dropping out of school. What? Yes. Don't worry, I got this. I have it all figured out. So, hapa ndo mnaniuliza, what are you going to be? Easy. I'm going to be a gingerbread man. Very good. I like that. Father figure. Yes. Don't worry, Dad. I got this. So, simaniuliza kwenye naenda kuishi. Where will I live? Exactly. So, I won't do that, but I'm going to live with SpongeBob and Squid. I'm waiting for the remark. Yes. So anyway, I'm going to live with SpongeBob and Patrick. Exactly. Thank you very much. So the next question will be, how will I get there? I'm going to live with SpongeBob and Patrick. Easy, Dad. Si unachiki pale kwa shamba? That old tractor you're not using. That's the one. Yeah? So that's the tractor I'm going to use. Yeah? On tarmac, it'll work well, and I'll use the forklift to dig my way into the sea. Yes. So this is the part mnaniuliza nitakuwa nakula nini sasa. Acha turudie. I'm going to use the tractor to dig my way into the sea. What will you do? Easy, Dad. I'll be eating seagrass because I'm a vegetarian. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kanyoro, Kevin Kanyoro. Huh? You know someone named Kanyoro? Kevin Kanyoro. See me. Okay. So, what I have is a crocodile. Am I seeing a crocodile? Correct. This is a bado ni gingerbread. Sawa. Tumite tu ni mtu. A man, a woman, a man, a person, and a dog. So, it says, create a new Bible verse. I was like, is this even legal? So, yeah, so wacha tuseme whoever wrote this acha tu nijaribu. So I want, okay. Oh. So my verse will come. The verse of today will come from the book of Proverbs. Sijui kama mnajua Proverbs, the last chapter ni gani? Kuna mtu anajua chapter 31. Anajua 31 verse 31, so yangu itakuwa verse 32. So I'm assuming Proverbs, like, as much as zinakuanga sayings, zinakuanga na context. So tuseme this man was walking the dog, ni kitambo, so anatembea in the fields na the dog is going to fetch water for the dog, inaenda kukunywa maji. So my verse is, a wise man watches over his faithful dog, but a foolish man lets the dog drink in the waters where crocodiles lie. Thank you.
So, good evening everyone. So, mi naitwa Monica Waigwa. I have a dog, I have a butterfly, and I have a dragonfly. So my paper says, write a letter to your favorite actor. Do you have Big Bang Theory fans in the house? Yay! So my favorite actor is Howard Wolowitz. His real name is Simon Helbeck. So I'm just going to write to him a very short letter. It says, just like, dear Simon, just like a dog, I want you to be my best friend. Let's fly away to Mars like a beautiful butterfly and as fast as a dragonfly.
Hi, I'm Brian. So I have a grass, a camel, and a butterfly, Okay. Hi, I'm Brian. I have grass, a camel, and a butterfly, and I was to write a fortune cookie. So So it goes, as you are frolicking in the grass with the butterflies, at the end of the field, a hound of camels is yours. Or I say, as you're smoking grass, you will find a butterfly in a house.
Hello, I'm Jason Mwangi, and for my participation, I have a tractor, I have a hippo, I believe, so, and then I have a giraffe. So the question, or rather, yeah, I think it's a question, yeah. So what brings you endless happiness? So I came up with this. In the scorching sun, I fired up the tractor, dug up a trench, and alas, it filled up with water, and it was all smiles for the giraffe and the hippo. Thank you.
Hi. My name is Abigail. So I have a cat, a butterfly, and grass. And I think for context, orange cats are the most notorious, and they mainly are only boys. I thought mine was so silly, but whatever I've heard before. So my question was, what's the most shocking thing you've heard someone say? So this is what I wrote. That an orange cat can camouflage in pink grass. He sat in it without knowing he's allergic. One sniff, and he sneezed out a pink butterfly.
Oh, it's bright in here. Hi, everybody. My name is V. I'm here late, courtesy of Falcon Rides. For those of us wenye tunatumianga Uber baridi, please feel free to kuniona kando for some good deals. Now, I've got a card. This one's blue, not pink. These are cards. Lion is a big cat. She's a cat. Ni paka. Yeah, you'll allow me. We've got a lion. No, an elephant. I'm not high. Yeah, niyo nyasi. It's an elephant, and I'm high. The clouds. So, these are clouds. So, and my instruction says, write an acceptance speech for an award. Yeah, write an acceptance speech for an award. You told us to be brief, so I'll be brief. I'm as shocked as a cat in a bathtub. I'll try to keep these brief before my head gets bigger than an elephant. And I drift into the clouds of pure ego. Thanks for the trophy.
Hi. For me, I have Emery's pet, a crocodile. Emery's pet. Emery keeps crocodiles in home. Yeah. So, I have a horse. Sio Franco. And then is it a high five? Or is it a wave? It's a high. And then my prompt is explain the weirdest dream you have ever had. So I'm deep asleep in Naivasha, and tell me why in between my short precious sleep, Emery is walking her horse, waving at Waithaka, and unfortunately, she's walking the horse in the shores of Lake Turkana, and unfortunately, no, the shores of Lake Turkana. Personally, I'm in Naivasha sleeping. I'm in Naivasha sleeping, but this is my dream happening at the shores of Lake Turkana. Okay? So Emery is walking her horse, okay, saying hi to Waithaka, waving at Waithaka. And unfortunately, the horse steps on a crocodile inside Lake Turkana.
Hello everyone. My name is Lioness. I do have a dog. Sorry. I do have a dog, a giraffe, and a baseball. And mine reads, what's the biggest lie you've ever told? So, next to the zoo was a baseball pitch, and when the animals escaped the zoo, a dog scared the giraffe into the baseball pitch, kicked the baseball from the home base, ran all around the first, second, and third base, and made it back to the home base in time and won the round.
After that, lakini alinidisk mate wangu alinipromise we'll share the prize. Alright, I'll start with the prompts. Na by the way, tutaacha tabia mbaya. Ngoja, wacha kupiga noise nikisema. Tutaacha kutupatia prompts za tabia mbaya, Emily. Come correct next time. My prompt, you can continue now. My prompt is, tell your Tinder date they look nothing like their profile photo. I'm not on Tinder. All right. There are many in the sea. There are many in the sea. And somehow I caught the only one that tries to catfish me, trying to test my dolphin-like intelligence.
by looking all juicy and scrub delicious on your profile photo and having the audacity to appear on this date looking like petrified? Coral. It's a coral. That is it.
So first choice was the Proverbs guy. The Proverbs guy. The Proverbs guy. Yeah. Na unakuja ukirudia your verse. Kuja ukirudia your verse.
So this will be courtesy of Beyond the Ball. Please, njoo umpatie zawadi yake.
End of the jungle, putting someone on the spot. So, yeah, it's here. You have it. So, I decided to award one winner today because I really admire this program. Rhythm and Brews, what Emily and Waigando and the team are doing is amazing. And this is just one of the ways to support and also support ni Rasta Doc ama ni Doc Rasta. And the work that he's doing. So congratulations and keep up the good work. So another photo.
Photo. Oh, for the photo. So Proverbs 31:32, 31 verse 32. A wise man watches over his faithful dog, but a foolish man lets the dog drink in waters where the crocodiles lie. Wahenga.
Okay, from my perspective, niliona daktari akicheka sana hiyo mambo ya nyasi. So where's the nyasi guy?
Are we supposed to shake hands or something? Why am I holding oh, my grass thing is over there. Okay, so thank you so much for the book, and thank you also for picking me for this. This is my first day, and Waiganjo has been really pushing me to come for this event since I came back to Nyeri, and I'm so happy to be among fellow artists. It feels so refreshing, and hapo kwa kulipwa bado tunang'ang'ana, we are still fighting for what is rightfully ours as artists. So if I could drain the sea of all the fish just to see you smile, mom, like you had a roll of grass. You are stubbornly stuck in my heart like a crab on an old man's beard. Thank you so much. Very observant.
One more session. Nataka kusimama kama ile tulikuwa simuli vote. You voted. So, but first we have a special award because this specific person alifanya kazi mingi sana ya kuambia watu wakuje online wamvotie. She had a really beautiful story. So please clap for Awira. As she receives her gift, you're an artist, so you will understand. So please remember, it is Inspire Coffee and Poetry Pale YouTube. Go and listen to why she could. Asante sana. He's smiling because he's an artist, plus he loves to write. Plus he also got the story cue so that it can help him think through. Yes, and he got the colored pencils so that he can stop coming here and to ask you to. Yes, we are. Aki, because we work, our base is the library. So Oh, thank God. Karibu tuambiwe tuna rig. Haya. So the number 2 slot is going to Monica. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I was not expecting this.
We were not expecting it, but we were pleasantly surprised.
Oh.
You do tell a good story.
Oh.
So it was like this, like this, like this. So
wow.
So you notice that we are giving a book. We our base is a library. You can see all around you, and we have given a very important book. It's called Who Moved My Cheese. Wow. So asante sana.
Yes.
Please write a story for us.
I will.
I know your berries have some very special message on top of them.
All right. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And juu alikuwa amejaribu sana. I think he was voted for by his football team. Aki ya nani. Endo kaangalie data. So the third prize goes to Chris. So while you speak to them about change, please remind them change is constant. Na mkiwa na viatu za football, he works with children, especially from Dongoma. So there are kids who are less privileged. So if you have football kids, tafadhali remember that that's what he does. Sawa sawa? Thank you very much. And with that, we come to the end of chapter 5 of Rhythm and na msiseme blues. Blues. Yes. And we will see you in a while for chapter 6. Watch out for what it will ask you to think about. And thank you for participating, for standing up and taking the challenge of creating. Mmetuambia stories za jaba lakini ni sawa. Ndio. So asanteni sana, you can leave at your leisure. Watu wa kusainiwa kitabu, daktari wako hapa.
Gimamara Mari, say love be my darling. Ta-da-da-da, ta-da-da-da. Nishaona mbali, you're the one I'm gonna marry. Ngoja kuliko chaya saa 10